Hello and welcome to Generation Me. The 3rd National Scout Jamboree was held in Paru. The 6-day camp was held at the National Scout Center in the Wangchuk. I'm Tshering Wangchuk with the program. The first ever National Scout Jamboree was organized in Tshering in 2007. The camp is held once in every 4 years. The 3rd National Scout Jamboree was held in Paru in October. Today I've come here at the King's Camp, and right now I have with me 2 students. Let's talk about the King's Camp to the 2 scouts.
I am Lexindema and I'm currently studying in the 11th grade in Motetang Higher Secondary School, Thimphu Thomde.
Alright, Lexindema, tell me, what have you learned so far from this camp?
Actually, being from Thimphu, we don't get to see much of our culture and tradition in Thimphu. So coming here, we have met students from Gasa, Tashigang and some of the very remote places. So we have come to know more about our tradition, the different kinds of dresses the people wear, and also how to work as a team, how to cook our own food even, and to live independently, sir.
Alright, to live independently. Besides this, what do you expect to achieve from this 6-day camp?
I hope to make as many friends as possible and to learn as many things about scouting as well as life as possible from this camp. And I wish to make friends which will last a lifetime. And also, I hope that we would learn more about the scouting and make it more bright make our future more brighter, sir.
Well, if you could tell me some of the differences between the King's Camp and other camps that you may have attended or that you may have heard about.
So far I've attended about 3 camps held in Bhutan, and so far this is the camp with maximum number of participants. We have about 1,800 people here, including the volunteers, and other camps they have a maximum of about 400 students. So coming here we meet different kinds of people from all over Bhutan, also volunteers and even people from outside. So it's kind of fun meeting new people and also interacting with them because it helps us develop our attitude, our character, and it also helps improve our interaction skills.
Tell me, why do you think we need a camp like this for young people like you?
Different Dzongkhaks are separated by mountains and rivers, so we don't get to interact with students. Like students from Thimphu don't interact with students from Tashigang. But then coming here at the King's Camp, all of us interacted with each other, all of us learned a lot, and we came to know that what we know, they don't know, and what they know, we don't know. So we interacted, we learned, and we are going home now much more educated and knowledgeable, sir.
Anyway, it's just a 6-day camp, right?
Yes.
Within the 6th day, let me ask you again, what do you hope to achieve from 6-day camp?
For me, 6 days is a lot, sir, because till now, most of the camps I attended lasted only for 2 to 3 days. And this 6-day camp, it is very adventurous, sir. We have the Adventure Valley, we have horse ridings, we have trekkings, hikings and all. And we also get to meet a lot of friends, and they're from different Dzongkhaks, so we learn a lot of new things. And as we are doing now, we have archery, and this is kind of a new experience for me. And we are also cooking our own food, so this is quite new now. We are collecting our own firewood, we're making old fire, and we are learning how to live independently, taking care of our things, and we are learning coexistence, sir.
Alright, listen, we will talk more about the fun activities. In the meantime, I'll talk to your friend.
Hi everybody, my name is Nirdoji. I'm from Jishong Central School on August Dzongkhak. Well, to talk about King's Camp, I have never attended such camp before. It was a very large camp whereby thousands of students all over the country gathered here. So I feel very proud because although they are ministers, we had conducted text, and among thousands of students, among hundreds of students, I was selected to represent our school as well as our Dzongkhaks. So I feel very proud, and I think this camp is going to be very valuable to our youths like us. Like, I have never attended such national camp before, but I have somehow attended regional camps, Dzongkhak camps and school camps. Coming here, I think from comparing that, this is more valuable. It assists me in building my characters and everything that I needed to achieve the greatest thing in the world.
Ngiru, tell me, what are some of the major differences that you are experiencing now, that you have noticed?
Yeah, there's large differences between the camp that was held in Dzongkhak and other camps. Here, there are large number of participants, and we are given with the utmost priority to cook ourselves and we must live independently. If we are left in the jungle without anything, now the scouting is providing us with the knowledge to seek help ourselves, to build ourselves and to secure ourselves, sir. I think that's all difference that made me comparing to other camps. And here there are many volunteers, many participants who are encouraging me, who are always trying to push forward to be a better person in the future.
So far, what have you learned from the King's Camp?
Now, to talk about what I have learned, what I have experienced, is that first and foremost thing, what we need food for the survival. So coming here, before I don't know how to cook food, but coming here, engaging together, I think I came to know how to cook food, how to prepare curry using firewood. And I realized that cooking food, comparing to cooking food with electricity, I think that's much more difficulty. And others are going to hiking, trekking, and this was all my first experience. I have never experienced such thing before, sir. Such kind of experience that I will never forget in my life.
Why do you think we need this kind of a camp for young people like you?
This camp, I think, is essential for youth like us because it enhances our interaction skills. Moreover, we are given with utmost priority to interact with each other, meet with different people, and this interaction skills, the art of public speaking, interaction skill has been the most important task ever in the world. So I think conducting this program, I think this provides education to the youth, as well as moreover this camp makes the students engage and avoiding them from substance abuses.
After attending the 6-day camp, you'll be back to school. So what do you hope to do?
I think I want to implement the ideas that I got after attending this camp, and moreover to share the ideas, experiences, and some of the skills that I have acquired after attending this camp to my friends, those who have not attended, those who have not selected, those who have left behind, sir.
Alright, what about Lexon? So after attending the 6-day camp, you'll be back to school. So what do you hope to share with your friends, from the camp, whatever you have learned from the camp?
First of all, I'd like to share the traditional yells that we have learned here. The students from Tshering, they have invented their own yell. So it was quite interesting. So first of all, I'm going to share that. And secondly, I'm going to share the skills I learned here, like the rope works, the firewood, the making fire with the firewood thing, and the making our own tents. So I'm going to share it all with them, and also all the values that I learned from our scout leaders here. I'm also one of the scout leaders, so interacting with the other scout leaders and our desops, the scout masters, I have learned quite a lot of values which will help me in my life and our future. So in order to help my friends become productive citizens as well, I'd like to share all these values with them.
Anyway, Lexon, let's talk about some of the activities. Well, if you could tell me so far, what have you done? Maybe if you could talk about some of your favorite fun activities at the camp.
We have 6 activities in this camp, like we had cultural hike, and now we are having the pioneering and rope, and yesterday we had close to nature, and we have adventures, we have amusement. So out of all this, till now we have attended 3 programs, and my favorite was the cultural hike, because in that we all walked together, we sang, and then we learned a lot of new things like decoding messages. And also we got to visit some of the very old monuments here in Paro. So it was quite interesting. So I guess my favorite activity was that.
What did you really learn from this cultural hiking?
So in cultural hiking, what we do is all of us, like we are from subcamp 3 here, so all of us, we went together, and then the first thing we did was we followed the trail signs. We didn't know where the route was, we don't know where to go, but then they had given the trail signs and it was painted in red, so we had to follow it. And on the way they had given us secret messages, like we had to decode it. We had lots of fun doing it, and some of the messages had like secret passwords or such, and then there were instructions to do some yell and sing song, compose our own songs even, and we had a lot of fun on the way. And we even visited 2 old hagangs, that's Tshering Wangchuk and the Padrungdung, and then there we learned their history and what their name meant, and also we got a chance to visit inside the hagang. So I felt very blessed during that cultural hike. And after reaching our destination, we had a yell, and there were about 200 scouts involved in that, along with about 10 volunteers, and we had lots of fun doing it. So this was our cultural hike.
All right. Thank you, both of you, for talking to BBS.
My name is Karma Tejan, and I'm the Chief Program Officer for the Scouts and Culture Education Division under Department of Youth and Sports Law under the Ministry of Education.
Well, all right, sir. If you could give us the brief background of the King's Camp.
King's Camp actually, in other words, is called a jamboree, and jamboree is a term used where actually we have lots of scouts gathering, and this jamboree is this time we have named it as a King's Camp because this camp is dedicated to the 4th King's birth anniversary. And not only that, I think it was during the 4th King's time that scouting has really gained its momentum, and it has started during his tenure. Actually, King's Camp as such is this year. This is the first time, but we had actually organized jamboree. The first jamboree we had is in Tshering 8 years back, because jamboree is usually organized after every 4 years. So the first jamboree we had is in Tshering, and the second jamboree we had is in Pelrithang, California. So this is a third jamboree that we are having, and we have named it as a King's Camp.
How many students are here, from 20 Zongkoks?
In fact, we have just only the students. We have scout participants. We have around 1,440, and in total we have 1,717, which includes even the escort teachers, volunteers, and we have resource, and even the officials who are actually here as an observer from the different schools, different Zongkoks. So I think all together we have 1,717.
Well, sir, if you could briefly tell me about some of the activities of the camp.
The major activities that we are having during this King's Camp, and usually for this jamboree, is we have not basically giving importance for this academic part, but more of activity like such as adventure base. Under adventure base, we have around 15 bases, and also we have amusement park, where we have varieties of activities where actually the children can enjoy. Like this time we have created something new, like we have introduced horse riding, and even biking, and even some face mash, so many activities under the amusement park. We already have this type of activities, but planned activities, but this time we thought we need to have something new. Of course, during the jamboree time, children really enjoy these activities, and besides that, the normal activities that we have during the previous jamborees, but this time we thought we'll introduce something new. That's why we have introduced some activities which are quite new to the students, to the scouts.
Anyway, sir, tell me, what are some of the new things that the participants, that the students can learn from the camp?
The main objectives for having this King's Camp is to, firstly, the children get to interact each other, and when they interact each other, they learn from each other, and that's number one. And number two, of course, during the camp, they experience different type of activities like adventure based, where actually they have not undergone such type of activities, and even like for example the amusement park. One activity is as I said, horse riding. And this horse riding, of course, we see lots of horses in the villages and even in some of the urban centers, but they have never experienced riding on the horse. So this is some of the new initiatives that we have taken at least during this King's Camp.
Tell me, why do we need such a camp?
I think the main reason behind having this type of jamboree is to have all the scouts together. Where they learn different skills of scouting, and even not only that learning skills, but also I think get to know each other. And here in this camp, particularly in this camp, we have not only the scouts, we have scout leaders, and we have resource. We have youth volunteers from different institutions, like we have resource volunteers from Sherapse College, and we have resource from RM, Sentoka, and even we have resource from Paro College of Education. So I think what's actually happening at the end of the day is, like, when you talk about the activities, like the main activities that we have is the adventure base, amusement park. We have star race, we have spiritual hike, that we call it cultural hike. And I think there are so many things that the children can really explore and learn from these different activities.
So, what do you expect to achieve from the 6-day camp?
I think we don't expect a big achievement because within this short span of time. But I think what is important here is the values, the scouting values. If they can have that values, developed within their mindset, I think that's what we expect. Of course, besides enjoyment, with the different activities, what is important here is the values. So that they become a better leader in future. Like not only that, they undergo leadership skills, some of the leadership skills whereby they develop even the confidence, where they can speak in the crowd, So these are some of the basic things that we expect from the scouts within this short span of time. Of course, we cannot make them the Superman or something very changed person, but I think this is what we expect during this 6 days program.
The camp organized several fun activities including adventure bees and amusement park at the National Scout Center.
Now we have reached another base called the Commando Bridge. 2 ropes, parallel ropes hung from one tree to another, and the children, they have to cross from one tree to another. This is basically like an army commando training. And basically, if this is like a sort of a temporary bridge, like if they have to cross the gorges, so then we have to make hang 2 ropes, and then they cross it from one tree to another. Now we have reached to another base called the tire tunnel, where the children they need a lot of strength, agility, and skills to go through all the tires and knees only. So they need a lot of strength.
Many scouts hope to bring about a change in them after attending the camp.
Hello everyone, my name is Sanjay Zangmo and I'm from Dampa High Secondary School.
Hello everyone, I'm Dawazam and I'm from Punaka High Secondary School, and I feel wonderful attending this camp because it is a good experience and lifetime experience opportunity for everyone out here, and we feel awesome and wonderful, and we are blessed and very fortunate to get such opportunity to attend this King's Camp.
Alright, Sanjay Sangmo, what about you? How do you feel, Luke?
I feel very blessed to get this chance, and I feel it's very fantastic to be here.
Alright, so tell me, what have you learned so far from the camp?
There are so many things I learned, so many new things I learned, and so many things it improved me. We learned here about the adventure, the difficulties we face when we are in forest, and we learned about nature, the attachment, the things that nature does to us, and we even learn. We even learn about teamwork and all, and most of the time the camp is focusing on teamwork, how we should work in a group and the cooperation between the teams.
Alright, you mentioned new things. Tell me, what are some of the new things you learned from the camp?
I think it would be an adventure because we being the girl, we never step out of house, and we just stay inside the house, and we never feel the fear, the difficulties we face in forest. So the new thing I learned in this camp is the adventure. I think I had a tough time in the adventure around the tour, but then it was very challenging. But on top of that, I learned how to face my fear.
Alright, Dawazam, tell me, what are some of the new things you have learned so far?
The most important thing I learned from this camp is what we call as team spirit. That's very important because starting from the day 1 till day 7, that is the most important thing that everyone should have in our mind. And then the new things I learned from this camp is, as she mentioned, about the adventure, and I enjoyed that one, and then cultural hiking, and then about waste management, then other things like closeness to our nature, like studying the nature, then what nature gives us. This was the most important.
How do you think the King's Camp will bring about a change in you?
The changes that I think that King's Camp will give to us is like, now most of the youths now, they have learned a lot from each and every activities. There are total many of activities, like in cultural hiking, the students get to know about each other. student gets chance to interact with each other, then we learn how to make new friends, then how to overcome obstacles, then about teamwork, how to help each other when others are in need. Then like in cultural hike, we learn many things about scouting, like decoding messages, then finding messages, finding treasures. Then the important thing was about waste management, which I enjoyed a lot, where many beautiful things are made out of waste. So this is what we learn more about the scouting, and then other things that we should know, we should have to learn.
So anyway, what do you expect to achieve from the King's Camp?
My first achievement would be like to make more than 200 friends out here, because in total there are more than 1,000 students from all over the Dzongkhaks and 4 Thomdes. So I expect to make a minimum of 200 friends. Then second achievement could be like to build myself a new image, building a positive attitude, then building oneself. That would be my second achievement. And the last achievement would be to teach the rest of the friends out there in my Dzongkhak and my school what I have learned, because we get to learn more from here that none of the friends out there left out there would get this chance to learn. So my third and last achievement would be to share what I have learned from this King's Camp. So this would be my 3 achievements.
Alright, what about you, Sanjay Samu? So what do you expect to achieve?
I have to learn more about scouting so that I can lead the scouting program in future, because the leaders we have here, the volunteers we have here, won't be there in future. So I want to learn more and more about scouting so that we can carry out the scouting program, because I personally feel that scouting program is very effective and very important for youth of Bhutan as well as the youth of the world, because scout teaches us so many things. It teaches us about the life, it teaches us the skills to move on in our life, it teaches us how to be a very productive citizen. And I feel that at the end of this camp I will be more than what I was yesterday. After this camp I would like to go back to my Dzongkhak and share my knowledges and experience to my friends, so that I can at least improve you. Like our scout teacher says, we are 30 from Tshering, and 30 of us need to go back to Dzongkhak and make it into 90, so that those 90s will turn into double, more than that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. This has been Generation Me. I'm Tshering Wangchuk signing off for the program. I look forward to be with you again. Join me at 5:20 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays.